School, we're doing a course at Cornwall College, and our presentation is about saving money, saving you money and saving the world.
What has regard heat saving and generation?
We compared we wanted to save energy in the greenhouse at Potager Gardens, and we put up against building a new one, what energy and everything it takes to build a new one, or to convert the existing one to make it more efficient. And it was more expensive, and there was more pollution involved building a new one than it was converting the old one.
Our thoughts. In the big greenhouse, there's a particle roof, which is hot in the day but gets cold at night, and it's also cold in cloudy days. It has an additional heat source, wood burner. So how do you regulate heat to a comfortable level? How to generate heat that we regulate? The dimension of the glass house was at 4.4 metres wide and 21.5 metres long, and the ridge height was 2.9 metres. So far, after long calculations, we work up there 217.58 cubic metres, and uses thermal units 3,885.
This is considerations about the costs and running it and maintenance, and the distribution of the cafe during installation, and the benefits of high or low tech, if it's going to be more environmentally friendly.
Low tech. How can we make the heat we have more effective? A. Draft protein. B. Insulation. C. Cycle heating. And D. Store heat more effectively.
In this one, it's going to have a partition going straight down the middle, which would reduce the area to be heated, and this will be glazed with double doors and venting. By doing this, this will reduce the air that has to be heated and make the existing heating more efficient.
Compost heat generation. The peak temperature of the compost heat is 60 Celsius. You might not need heat exchanger, just circulation pump. Compost is usable by product around the garden. Thermal store. Replace existing raised beds filled with compost covered with dark mulch. Bark chippings or dark gravel can be used with ground source heat pump.
Window films would keep more heat in the summer. No, keep heat out in the summer and keep more heat in the winter, so it is generally warmer.
Air source heat pump. Advantages. It produces more energy than it uses, clean energy, and a very little destruction. Disadvantages is visible.
Conclusion. Compost provides all year heat on demand, uses waste product qualifies for lead in traffic in time. Draft proofing, installation of partition, window films, thermal store with heat pump.
That's it.
Mark, do you have any questions?
I was very impressed with the way that you considered in your introduction the aesthetic importance of what we do, because obviously it's an old greenhouse and entirely visible to the public. And I like very much the idea that you're trying to consider how to retrofit technology into that. And you seem to be, on balance, you would say you were opposed to building a new structure, do you think?
Yeah.
Was that just for energy reasons, or was that an aesthetic consideration as well? Or
It was considering that it would also, you'd have to shut off part of your garden part of the year, which means you wouldn't be able to see all the garden, and it would be higher in cost as well.
Yeah.
So it's not just on an environmental front, it's also on the cost and efficiency, and then also the building that's already there is already infitting with what's
Yeah.
the rest of the garden.
And I'm really pleased you've looked at the commercial aspect of keeping the business running whilst making those improvements. That's really important to us. These window films that you mentioned, is that something that has to be retrofitted to existing glass, or can you buy double glazed units which have the same properties?
Yeah, you can buy double glazed units which have the same properties, or you can fit it onto glass that we have.
Because we probably have more of a problem with overheating than we do with underheating in the greenhouse. It's our own stupid fault for putting a cafe in a greenhouse in the first place, I think. And this is very helpful in trying to sort of overcome those issues now that that's what we've got. Did you come across hot beds at all? I know it's a really interesting idea using our compost. We generate huge amounts of compost on site, which heats up outside in the garden somewhere, and we don't currently recover any of that heat. So that's something that I'll look into more.
Yeah.
But I think actually Victorians used deep manure-filled beds inside glass houses so that they could then grow pineapples and oranges on them, and it would actually directly use that compost to heat up the space. And that's made me think that maybe we should be doing that up in the greenhouse end and actually generating liquid heat directly with compost that's directly benefiting those plants. But no, that's very, very interesting, and I thank you.
Thank you very much. Does anybody else have any other questions? No? You can go. Thank you.